Yep, there goes my tank. I bet you wondering how I got in this situation. It's once beautiful tank. Don't worry, in this video I'll show you, or I'll tell you how I got in this dire situation. So this is how it happened. Alright, yeah. So I decided that I wanted to start dosing Red Sea Reef Nutrition AB+. Yeah, so me being me, I started dosing this bad boy, thinking, you know, my core was really liking it, everything going good. And you know, it never dawned on me to, you know, check, you know, some of my parameters on my tank, you know. So I was dosing it like every day, and then, you know, every other, you know, once a week I feed reef fluids. Then a week later, you know, I started noticing, you know, changes happening to my tank where, you know, like my torch is closing up, like it's still closing up, it's still trying to recover. Hammers closing up, and you know, Zoes was closing up too. These Zoes closed up right now because hermit crabs going across it. But yeah, okay, you get my point. And anyways, I decided to start testing my tank. When things like this happen in the reef hobby, you can't panic, because once you panic and you make desperate decisions, you can really end up hurting your tank even more. So I started going down my list of things that it could be, doing the process of elimination. And yeah, you know, we all know reefing is a journey. You know, it's gonna have its ups, it's gonna have its downs. And you know, I really haven't had too many downs besides flatworms, but this is probably like the biggest test I have went through. So I started checking the big three, which is alkalinity, magnesium, and calcium. And then I went on and tried testing my nitrate. Once I tested my nitrates and I saw my nitrates is at 1 ppm, you know, I was thinking, okay, maybe my nutrients is just low. Maybe that's what's going on in my tank. It didn't dawn on me to, you know, check my phosphates, because usually I was thinking if my nutrients is low, then my phosphates is pretty low too. So I skipped phosphates and went to pH. I checked my pH and everything was, you know, hey, everything was fine. Everything was checking out fine. So I waited another day, and I noticed more things starting to get pissed off. Actually, the first thing that got pissed off was the dunking, and then, you know, other things went along with it, you know. So I went ahead and tried and tested my phosphates, and then that's when I realized what was going on with my reef tank. My phosphates literally was sitting at 0.50 parts per million. Hey, that is pretty high. I don't think I ever seen my reef tank get that high on phosphate. But I think the most important thing I did here was I didn't panic. I decided to do a 20% water change, and then go get some Chemipure Blue and you know, replace my Chemipure bags in the back of my tank. If you don't know what Chemipure is, here it is right here. This is what it looks like. This is the Chemipure Blue Nano. This helps with phosphates and other toxic chemicals or metals in your water. So hey, and it keeps that water pristine, clean. So this is how my tank looks when it's recovering. Like, things was a lot worse. Don't mind the Zoes right now, because as you can see, this little guy right here is walking all over them. Yeah, so of course they're closed up. But it was a lot worse. Like, my torch wasn't even that far out. Like, it was terrible. These hammers are just now looking like they recovered. And you know, I got some new corals in this tank that I wanted to show off, but I was too busy trying to save my reef. But to me, this all comes down to, hey, you can never settle in life. You can never settle doing this reef tank. You can never settle in life. Once you start settling and getting lazy on the things that you were trying to accomplish, that's when things sneak up on you and try to take you on out. Even if you're the best person at your job, or you're the best at doing a certain job, you cannot settle, because once you start settling, somebody's eyeing you to take your spot. So you can take this lesson and you can apply it to anything in your life. And that's what I want to tell y'all about, you know, this. And you know, I learned from my situations, and it's just a wake-up call that I need to, you know, this is a hobby that I love, and I need to make sure I, you know, test my tank from a weekly basis and start, you know, BSing around. Yeah, but that's it for this video, guys. So I'm gonna do a update video later this week to show you all the new corals I got in my tank, you know, if they survive. But yeah, that should come out later on this week. So make sure you subscribe and like, and leave a message down below if you had ever had, you know, high phosphate problem. All right, peace. Stay reefing.
This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never